it sucks being set up by the government and surveilled by the government, and sometimes it takes far too long to be able to clear those matters up.
May I say, one little reported facet of my case is one of the federal agents involved in one of the operations against me said that they intended to plant child porn in my husband's computer. This is the FBI. There's been a case that's currently in litigation, unrelated, in which an FBI agent has testified that they did that. They have done that. It was not accomplished in my case. I guess the curtain was drawn on that facet of the operation prior to them doing it. But imagine how you ever get out of that. They knew we had a young daughter at home and had allegedly conspired to do that.
You mentioned these dark operations where elements of the FBI and DOJ use other parties to do criminal and bad things, and it appears to be some separate endeavor, but really it's driven by the core corrupt influence. But what Mr. O'Keefe's circumstance designates is they're willing to rip the Band-Aid off and use the imprimatur of government against journalism directly. And to my colleagues, what I think is quite clever about Mr. O'Keefe's policy recommendation is it requires pre-clearance, so that on those matters where they would use the imprimatur of government, the tools would be limited and there would be thresholds that would have to be achieved. And so that might be one way to not have to always, chase the tail of the corrupt actor, but instead to block them from initially being able to take those actions. And so I would also suggest to my colleagues that as we prepare for our time in the majority, Ms. Attkisson is correct. It is not enough to pass laws and believe that those laws will have their own fiat. It has to be process that blocks on the front end, and then it has to be rigorous, aggressive oversight on the back end.